Alrighty, friendos, let's check out the other side of the Presidium embassies. Without my computer losing power in the middle and corrupting the save file this time. Not the save file, thank God. The video file. Because, yeah, if the save file was corrupted, I'd have to replay a lot. That would not be fun times. It would be fun times in some ways, and others would be like that. Anywho. And also, part of the reason I'm over here is there's a lot of keepers over here. Actually, honestly, I'm just seeing them like, oh yeah, there's keepers over here. There's actually, I think there's another one, at least in this area. So this is where the diplomats just hang out, it does seem. Although, maybe Shepard wouldn't really know at first glance if these people are diplomats. She doesn't really come from that world, she comes from the military world. But she's probably had to deal with diplomats before coming here. I don't really know how much she would have had to. But I would imagine that not infrequently, especially if she climbed the ranks a lot. You know, people like Udana, people, you know, in those kinds of positions, I'm sure she had to deal with at least a little bit here and there.
There are many points of interest here.
Oh, whoops, I've already done this whole thing. I recorded that whole thing, and I don't know why I just backed out, but let's go back in, shall we? Let's do it. Alright, so let's see, there's that room. I think, yeah, I already did this whole room, so this is not where I need to go. Where I need to go is through here. By the way, I don't know, I think I'd really enjoy architecture like this in real life. I think the amount of metal used everywhere is a little unrealistic for real life, though. It's just, you know, the futuristic vibe, you know. Although, there might be more, like, plastic and stuff in some of these. Like, but no, it looks like there's really just a lot of metal everywhere, which I don't know if even future Earth would have this amount of metal everywhere. I don't think so. I think it's just to give more of a futuristic vibe. Ooh, what are these? Oh no, those are projectors. I remember now. Anywho, let's go talk to Executor Playin here, shall we?
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
I came on my own. I need information.
You humans are always so curious, always sticking your fingers into someone else's pie. Is that the right expression? Never mind, forget I asked. Was there something you needed, Commander?
This guy uses, at least, I remember at least a couple of human, sayings he likes to try to use, which is interesting.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
And that is probably the general gist of the attitude most aliens have towards humans at this point in the Mass Effect timeline. She's not going to try to argue it. She doesn't seem like it's a good move, because right now she knows she's representing humanity to him. She doesn't want to be like that, but she's thinking this. She's thinking that we're not favorites. We're having to fight for anything, but she doesn't want to say that. She does not want the negative attention that might accrue her, and she needs him to cooperate with her if he's going to, and if she says some fucked up shit, he might not do that, so, yeah.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
And here's another pretty popular opinion, at least among CSEC people. the specters are more polarized, though. But it's probably more because they're an older concept than anything. You know, the above the law thing does kind of spook a bunch of people, and, well, let's just say that's rightly so, because people like Saren having the power he has is part of how he was able to, sneak around and have a Geth army and then start trying to destroy the goddamn galaxy with it.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law, especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to defend them.
And like I said, probably another popular opinion. Playin has a really good insight into how a lot of council species feel, and probably especially Turians in a couple of ways. And definitely most C-Sec people, probably, I would imagine. At least alien C-Sec people. Because there are some humans in the C-Sec. We'll actually meet a human C-Sec officer down in the wards. Again, she's not going to try to argue with him. She just kind of wants to pick his brain, considering he's important and he's giving her his time a bit.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative in the council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
Then can you tell me what you know about Garrus?
Garrus for caring? Good officer. Very good, in fact. But he needs to learn some patience. You'd think an officer of the law would be a bit more mindful of rules and regulations. Was there anything else?
Alright, well, considering she's not going to clearly get anything useful out of him, she's got a poof now. Alright, so... let's see here. I don't think we've been in here yet, but I may be... Oh, no, that's the way back, and that is then the other room I've been to here. That's Playin's office, and here's the one place I haven't been yet. Now, let's get this conversation out of the way, because we don't really, frankly, need this anymore. It's basically supposed to be a pointer to Shira, but we've already talked to her.
Sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
In fact, she's not even going to pry about it. Just, soldiers being soldiers on leave.
Just saying hi. Enjoy yourself, Private.
Now, we'd also talk to the bartender here. It's just a nice place to come if you're, lost on the Citadel, but I feel like it should kind of be a little less out of the way, than it is. But, hey, it works.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
We will be talking to her later. I think actually much later into the game, though, actually.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
She is a side quest giver. Anywho, hello.
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some
The
points
cat's
of
been
interest
shitting all over
nearby?
his floor.
What's going on around here?
You're not a cat.
You found the embassy. There's not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the
Now,
Emporium,
cough up my fucking
Shira's.
Pringles.
If you haven't heard of her,
Frickin' thief.
if you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below.
Great.
For entertainment, I tried
Mom, stop! Do
Flux.
not touch that!
Almost dead.
Don't touch anyone's food unless it's in the kitchen. And probably you shouldn't touch any of that either. It'd be great if you didn't, but you always will anyway, apparently. Apologies. Family stuffing. I'm not even gonna edit that out, because, there was people there, I was doing stuff in the game at the same time. Oh well.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
Alright. And here is another keeper quite out of the way here. Like I said, it's worth it coming out here, if only for the keepers and a little bit of lore and info. I don't think I've talked to him. She agrees, kind of. No, I think she honestly is more in the camp of yes, this place is strange, but she's more in the wonder at that camp than the, oh, this place is strange, I wish it was more familiar. No, she's glad to kind of be able to see a place like this and all the different species. She's excited by it. But yeah, it's definitely overwhelming. She's more overwhelmed than whatever that guy was feeling. I'm not sure how to put that into words, but I think you know what I mean, friendos. Alright, so we need to talk to Barlavon again. In fact, like, I always go to Harkin first, usually, because the wards are my favorite part of the Citadel, so I tend to go down there a lot. However, I mean, we're still up here in the Presidium, so we might as well just go snake around to Barlavon first, go see what he has to offer, and then wards it up. I do believe that you get the quest completed either way. Alright, so we get off the bridge and then we keep going. I do believe the direction it lets me off in. Also, keeper. And, yep. Cross on the other side of the Emporium there. Is there another keeper? I know that there's a keeper next to one of the Avinas. It's not her. In fact, I might have already gotten that one. I'm not sure, though. Is there a keeper in here, though? It's a big room. Basically, you kind of want to make sure there isn't keepers around places like this. I don't think I've ever been back here. What's back here? Anything? Okay, it's just his storage room. Yeah, and there is a keeper back here. Cool. Yeah, but if there's little sideways like this, there's normally going to be a keeper in these places. Delaninder should have probably not let me back here, because it's the back of the store, clearly, where all the stuff is stored. But, hey, it works that they're just kind of letting me do my thing in their shop, even though I could, you know, go unseen and steal shit back there if I wanted to. At least, well, we actually can't in-game physically do that, but, yeah. Seems a bit odd. Let me go back there, but hey, alright. Let's talk to Barlavon.
Is there anything I can do for you today, Commander?
Yes, in fact, there is.
I heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard. But you're right. I am an agent for the Shadow Broker. And I do know something about Saren.
I hear your information can be expensive.
Normally, this information would cost a small fortune. But these are exceptional circumstances. So I am going to give it to you for free.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. The Shadow Broker is quite upset with Saren right now. They used to do a lot of business until Saren turned on him.
Both of those up too.
Saren's turned on a lot of people lately.
I don't know the details, but the Shadow Broker hired a freelancer to deal with it. A Krogan mercenary.
Who we'll be meeting later. He's one of my favorite characters in the series. And I'm sure a lot of y'all's too.
I heard he was paying Citadel security a visit. If you hurry, you can probably catch
Felix,
him
stop
before he
knocking
leaves
shit
the
over,
Second
boy.
Academy.
My cat's being a nosy kitty. A little too much. Granted, that stuff wouldn't get knocked over so much if I didn't clutter my desk up so much, but where else are you gonna put all that stuff? I'm sure anyone with a desk can understand, at least. Unless you're, like, way on the other side of the clean, messy spectrum to I am. I'm honestly a very messy person, and it is difficult for me to clean enough to where I'm not messy all the time, and organize enough. And honestly, being messy is just more comfortable for me. I feel almost more at ease if I have my nice little cluttered space where everything's familiar, and I basically have my own organization system. as disorganized as it looks to other people. Regardless.
Isn't it strange that a Krogan would want to speak with C-Sec?
Very. However, I doubt the visit was entirely his choice. You'll need to speak with him if you want to know more.
Alright, let's go.
Thanks for the info.
My pleasure, Commander.
And now, we will go ahead and that's the Ward's access. It's on the other side of that bridge there. Can I already go there? Just kind of expedite this, because I know I've been taking a while. Okay, we're not going to go straight to Korra's Den, which I kind of feel like you shouldn't already be able to go straight to Korra's Den. That's a little odd to me, that you can go straight to Korra's Den, because you haven't discovered it yet, but I'm used to discovering things first in most RPGs by exploring, and hell, I want to explore anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go down there the normal way. Whew.
Not allowed in here. Each one believes it has the right.
Whew. Alright.
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
There we go.
He always says he gains the quasar before he makes his crop.
This is the
That's right. We want a man. Angry people make mistakes. Keep your eyes peeled, Carl.
I'm just kind of admiring the ambience and the view here.
Too much noise.
I agree.
You can keep the city. This is where the action is.
Well, yeah, too much lights, too much noise is a common complaint I have. Welcome to having Asperger's syndrome. The autism spectrum is not fun sometimes, yo. Especially in places like clubs and like Las Vegas at night at all, or Las Vegas in general, not even just at night. In places like that.
A lot of traffic here. How fast do you think those cars are going?
Not really my kind of place. But there sure are some spectacular views here.
Certainly. Keeper scan. And I also leveled. But I'll be leveling... Actually, wait, hold on now. I'll go ahead and level up. Alright, so I have 9 points of it, actually. I want to be more into the charm direction. I'm going to do that for now. The Intimidate when I feel like I have extra points when I get to my main goals, that's when I'll do stuff like Intimidate. Until then, I'm going to put these three here. I'm not going to start touching first aid yet. I'm going to wait until I can equip heavy armor whenever I can do that. And then I'll just put these three into assault rifles, and then you know what, I'm going to put the second one into Intimidate. Alright. I hope I'm going kind of the... Well, yeah, Flux and Ward's access... Wait, hold on. I don't know if I'm actually going the right way. Well,
excavation
maybe.
team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar
Wait, hold on, I think...
protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
The elevator rides, everyone. What's great is they're good places for me to talk and talk and talk, because you all know I like to do that by now. But also the little the news snippets and the conversations that your party members sometimes have on elevators are very nice little ways to break up the pace. In my opinion, a lot of people hate the elevator rides. I think they're just chill and fun, and just I just get to relax for a little bit. I don't know, I'm cool with it. Now, I think I did overstep my bounds a little, because I know I missed a side quest. I do believe I did, anywho. Alright.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
And that's the Krogan attitude in general. They're trying to do the politicking and the economicking, but they're too impatient. Which makes a lot of sense. What's happened to their people is honestly horrible, and the specific Solarians and Turians involved in that, I'd say, are in the wrong. It's funny, because we'll be meeting one of the Solarians involved in that later on. And he's actually one of my favorite characters in anything ever. And by later on, I mean in Mass Effect 2, so a good later on while. A good Dergy while from now. Okay, so no. I thought that one of the side quests would be here. There would be a Volus chilling around here, but it might be another one of these little side pockets. Then. I think I was actually going the wrong way, because I'm trying to find... 2 Presidium. I think I actually just need to go... Because basically I'm trying to find the CSEC area. Which I'm pretty darn sure is down here. I have scanned this keeper already. Yes, yes. Okay. So I'm guessing this really is our only real way down. Because the other side's just... Yeah, 2 Presidium. So never mind. I just wanted to make 100% sure I didn't miss anything up there.
Not too bad. No headaches worth mentioning lately. Maybe I'm getting used to the strain.
Maybe you've just got a good stress release. I know that knocking the gap on their synthetic asses gets rid of my headaches.
You know, I love Ashley's crudeness, that part of her. At least, she talks about killing things and etc. I don't know, I like the badass woman thing. I don't agree with her racism, to be frank. But, I don't... Like I said, I don't hate anyone. And I don't really disagree with her entire personality. Let's put it that way. But parts of it, yeah. It's funny because she asked if it's expensive to live here, because I don't think she'd want to live here. There's too many aliens. All I know is she was really, really, I wonder if she's just wondering about that, doesn't want to actually even close to live here. I don't know. Aha! Another,
I'm Emily Wong. I'm an investigative journalist
Side
working
coast.
here on the Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
Sounds like a good cause. If I find any information, it's yours.
Thank you, Commander. You won't regret it.
Is it? That's the flux, isn't it? I'm trying to remember how to even get to Cora's Den in that whole area. But I'll just kind of wander around and explore as this opens up.
This was the flight. Now, are you going to give me a refund or not?
We have your proof of purchase.
No, I don't think you ever gave me.
I'm sorry. I can't.
But when you...
Can't help you.
It's funny because those two actually return in the future games, and this human is still trying to get his refund back from this Turian boar guy. He got persistence, I'll give him that.
Best place on this board to buy upgrades. Hello, President. No doubt you've just come back from the colonies. Will you be needing supplies?
Well, Volus know their money, so if that Volus thinks that this Volus has the best prices, I might as well trust her. At least
Show me what you
Shepard
got.
would think so. So she'll have a
Most
look.
Excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Now, I'm gonna end up grabbing licenses when I see them. I'm not gonna shop, like, very often, but if I open a shop for any reason, which right now I'm really just looking at what they've got here, I'd like to buy heavy human armor. Well, I mean, I can't right now because I do not have the, even close to credits. What's funny is I'd probably have the credits and then some lying around if I was new game plussing, but I am not, so. I played this game through many times. It's just, it was, the first couple times was on my Xbox 360, and then, I do believe I've played through it on PC at least once, but I actually don't remember if I really finished the game. I'm pretty sure I have done a run through of this game at least once more after those two times I remember doing a run through on the 360. But yeah, I want to buy human heavy armor or have some around before I even get the upgrade, so I can switch into it right away. But I cannot buy that. Later on, when I actually have the upgrade, that's only able to afford this anyway, so it makes sense it's that expensive. But yeah, we're broke right now, so we're not going to be doing that. And oh boy. Whole ass rabbit hole we're about to go down here.
You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I spent most of my time trying to stay alive and help the colonists.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Anything for a fan. Here.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
Yeah, that guy did seem a little overbearing. He did kind of give her a bit of a creep sense, but he didn't do anything untoward, really, so... Yeah, she's still gonna regret giving him that autograph later, though. If any of you know like, I'm sure if any of you have played Mass Effect 2 and 3, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he's another plot line that continues. Not enough of these plot threads are continued in both games, though. One day I want to make a trilogy that of games that does continue these kinds of plot threads. Like, absolutely does. Anywho.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. We want many good supplies, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
I will start... okay, so non-human armors. That's okay. You get those from here. You can, anyway. But I will go ahead and just grab licenses when I can. They're not expensive at all. For our... that will allow us to buy all sorts of different stuff from our vendor on the Normandy, which we haven't met yet, but I think he might have already showed up before, but I don't actually think so. Okay, yeah, here's where Cora's Den is, and I'm pretty sure CSEC is like this direction or something. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to loop back around. I think I remember where it is now, generally. Yeah, there's also a keeper down here. It's a good idea to get this thing here, because, well, we have to mandatorily go through here for a main quest, let's say, for now. So, it's good to get that beforehand. At least I like to. Alright, so, I mean, I like to try to get all the keepers. Just explore the whole ass Citadel, and they're a good reason to continue to make sure you explore the whole ass Citadel. And up here is Flux. Let's honestly go ahead and do all that before I go talk to Rex, because that will advance the main plot. There's also a lot of stuff to do around the CSEC area. But let's go pop in Flux real quick. For now. I really do like looking in the clubs in here. Like, in real life, these places are a little overwhelming for me. Sometimes. Depends on the day, though. But, I don't know, in games, I really love just kind of soaking in the atmosphere of these kinds of places. And dancing, like, oh, I can't do it. Okay, that starts in 2. But I know there's a thing later where you can dance.
Drinks and dancing down below, gambling up above. Good place to blow off some steam.
Oh man, my sisters would love this place. Maybe when this is all over, I'll bring them here for a girls' night out.
Sounds like a good plan to shepherd. She's like, hey, bring me along too. Yeah, she likes to party a little.
Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
You're cute as hell. I mean, problems. That's what she'd be thinking anyway. She doesn't say that.
What were you discussing with the Volas?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left too. Sorry, I don't want to bore you with my problems.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
Being an informant is a dangerous job.
That's what I've been telling her. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Do you know who her contact at CSEC is?
No, it's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Maybe I could help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble. Thanks.
We will be mandatorily swinging around the Cora's Den, but we'll get this out of the way first, actually. In fact, I know where this quest goes after Cora's Den. I'm actually going to go pop over to Cora's Den first, and then back to CSEC, because there will be a reason for me to.
Welcome to Flux. Name's Doran. What can I do for you?
Is this a casino?
Among other things, yes. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
What can you tell me about the sisters working for you?
Well, Jenna left to work at Cora's Den. Now her sister Rita is all worried she might be in some kind of trouble. Not much chance Jenna will change her mind, though. She's a stubborn one. If she wanted to come back, I'd take her in a second. The customers loved her.
Are you the owner?
Owner, cook, and bartender. I've even been known to dance a little when the mood strikes me. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
I like Doran. He's just cool.
Goodbye.
Enjoy your time here at Flux.
Not really my kind of place, but there sure are some spectacular views here.
Tell me about it. You can tell the game's age by looking at how 2D the background looks there, if you really look at the details, but it definitely does its job of, giving the impression of that big old city out there. Even if it can't be as detailed as games nowadays can be. You really do not need super fancy graphics in your So, a lot of games really need to stop with trying to do that. And let's play literally a little bit of Low Stakes Quasar, which is basically blackjack. I do enjoy doing this a little bit. Hey, there we go. Nice. Nope, quit while you're ahead. Alright. Like I said, just a little. I do like to gamble a little bit in real life, too. Slots are actually kind of addicting to me. I mean, like, they're made to be, but I love just sitting down and playing a little bit of slots. Sometimes whenever I'm able to go to a casino, because I don't drive myself, frankly, and my parents have to be going there for a reason of their own. Anywho, at least right now, I do plan to drive myself one day. Not right now, though. Not right now. I basically have to take my career more outside of my computer for that, and I'm hoping that I'll have opportunities to do so once I continue to put a lot of time and effort into, once I really put a lot into this and it starts to show. This channel, Twitch, writing online, other endeavors I might end up getting into, etc. Yeah. Whew. That is my plan for now. Regardless. Going back this way. Presidium. That's back to Presidium. That's the way I came. That is down to CSEC itself. We're going to actually be going around the Core's Den, which I think is up another staircasey thing. There's the med clinic. View of Nebula. And the Codex Center. We'll be doing codexes after we get back on the ship from being here, though. Hello, keep on. And this here is not anywhere. This does not go anywhere. That there is a whole other arm of the wards. It's kind of off in the distance to give the impression of a lot of space, whereas realistically the only real explorable space is contained, but the backgrounds are always making sure that you know that the Citadel is a big old place. I really love just looking. Like, man, I'd love to see a place like this in real life. There's airports and stuff like that that don't look too far off from this level of sophistication, though. And I always love just looking around at buildings like that. They're lovely little marvels to me. Not little, big marvels. Big places. Nice view there.
Big place.
Yep, yep.
That your professional opinion, sir?
This isn't a station, it's a city.
There must be millions here. It can't be possible to track everyone coming and going.
This makes Jump Zero look like a porta-john. And it's the largest deep space station the Alliance has.
Jump Zero is big, but this is a whole nother scale. Look at the ward arms. How do they keep all that mass from flying apart?
We have to work to measure up.
Council represents more races than I thought. No wonder they're careful with newcomers.
They probably just want to keep everything running. It has to be hard keeping all these cultures working together.
Maybe they just don't like humans.
Maybe you just don't like aliens, Ashley. Let's move out.
Alright, secure the chatter. We're all FNGs here, but we don't need to make it obvious.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's go. Well, let's go ahead and pop into the clinic real quick, and then I'll go back around and do the Cora's Den thing. But yeah, that was a nice little scene there. There's less of that in 2. There's some great places in 2 to actually talk to, but there's less of... You can't just do this in 2. There's only some places you can have people talk about in 2. There's just less of this chatter, which, you know, makes me kind of see it. Ashley? What happened to Ashley? Where did she go? I just hope that they give her back to me. I'm pretty sure if we like get into combat or something, or even if we go to a different area that's past a loading screen, I'm pretty sure if we pop into an elevator, she'll pop in with us. So I'm pretty sure she's not lost, but hopefully that's not a bug I've never encountered before. But yeah, I don't know what happened to her.
Hello there, Commander. I'm Dr. Claude Michel. Is there something I can do for you?
Speak more in that sexy accent. That's what you can do. I love her accent. I love it so much. And I love her voice. It's very deep and sultry, and I love her voice. It's very nice.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
Alright, so if you know what nationality her accent comes from, please let me know, because I have no idea. I have no idea if it's actually a real-world accent or not. And if it's not, I'm wondering what her accent is supposed to be. Because I'm pretty sure a real person would not have it then, and they'd be putting it on for some reason. So let me know. I'm really curious about that accent, because I can't quite place it, you know? Alright. Alright, Cora's Den time. Friendery knows. Hold on. This is to CSEC, not Cora's Den. We will be going to CSEC shortly. That's Flux. This, I do believe, is what actually leads us toward Cora's. Actually, no, that leads us to the markets area. I saw a Cora's Den entrance somewhere. Is it down here? I kind of want to fast travel, but I'd rather get my bearings and be able to just know where things are. This place is kind of mazy, but I'd rather just be able to know. Yeah, here we are. And, yeah, okay, yeah, that's that little side path that I took earlier, and here we are. Here's the line up to Cora's Den, and some guys trying to kill us. Lovely. Always enjoy guys trying to kill me. I'm in video games anyway, I do, because combat is part of video games, but hey, I love video games, they're great. Come out of hiding, come out of hiding. There we go. Whoops! I accidentally threw a grenade because I pressed the reload button in a game that has an energy system instead of a reload system. I kind of prefer the energy system, and I know I'm not the only player. I know at least one person I've watched play this game. By the way, my eyes aren't the only pair wandering towards that Asari S. Yeah, she's gonna spend a while here, and if those two ask, she's gonna call it, investigation. Yeah, but it's gonna be really clear to both of them that she's very gay for Asari here, especially because first thing she noticed, she can do this. She's gonna be here for a while. The animation required to animate something like that, like, just appreciate the animation and the eye candy for a second, friendos. I certainly am, in both respects. Being, you know, a red-blooded man and all that. But I think even females could appreciate a display like this as well, especially if you're slightly gay, but I think just generally, most women that I know have said something like, you know, they can appreciate the beauty of another woman. Anywho. That's enough for now, but let's just say she stays here for a good bit of time. A good old bit. Anywho. But yeah, they even let you see both angles there. Because they know gamers like you. And that right there is a testament to this game's graphics being really good. Just, the Asari really looks sexy, even though it's a 2008 game, and they couldn't really do super advanced stuff with the models that they can do now. But this game definitely is still very, very serviceable in the detailed immersive environment and character. I literally said assets, and I probably said that because of that Asari shaking her asset up there. It's literally hard not to get distracted, because that's just how my brain works, okay? And, you know, I basically take my perviness out on games, because I don't want to do it in real life. So I tend to just ogle, you know, these kinds of displays in games all I want, because I can without any repercussions. You know? I just kind of get all that out here. In a real world, I don't tend to stare at girls really at all. Well, I mean, frankly, my eyes don't tend to wander much in public anyway. I tend to keep my head down, often literally. It's interesting because, yes, I am actually a pretty sexual person, but privately more so. I'm not overtly sexual unless I'm dating someone, and then they have said many times that they're surprised at how overtly sexual I am with them. Because I just keep that part of me just really zipped, mostly in front of other people, until I at least get to know them as friends. Especially if they tend to make sexual jokes a lot, then I will tend to make them with them. But regardless.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a sec.
I'll wait right here.
Why do I get the feeling you're not here to order drinks?
Because she's here to try to save you from yourself, girl.
I need to talk to you about your work with CSEC.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to my customers.
This isn't a game, Jenna. These people are dangerous.
Now you sound like my sister. Why is everyone so concerned about me? I can take care of myself. I need to go. I'm not a stripper. I don't get paid to stand around and look pretty.
Charlie, girl.
But you know who does get paid to stand around and look pretty? Them grills. Anywho, it's interesting how they're all Asari in here. Well, okay, mostly Asari. There's a couple humans. In fact, I feel like at least one of... Yeah, she's definitely one of them herself, right? Yep. Yeah. But a lot of them are Asari because, well, they're just... It's interesting because most Asari will tell you, and we are told by at least one Asari that they're very comfortable with their sexuality. Because, I mean, let's be frank, the Asari would not be who they are without sexuality. They they take their daughters, get a lot of traits from all sorts of species because of the way that their melding works, the way that they reproduce, which is not sexual in nature. However, what I find really fascinating is, and it makes a lot of sense too, they're not sexual in nature, however, all the other races are. The Asari evolved, I'm sure, in order, like, I don't know, it's interesting because it makes a lot of sense that a race that is able to diversify like that with other races would, even though they don't need sexual contact in order to even reproduce like all the other species in the galaxy do, as far as I'm aware, all the other major sentient sapient species anyway, all of the other major sentient sapient species do indeed need to reproduce that way. So of course they would be, they're essentially, their bodies, their physiology is very just generally attractive, to the point where most species, are attracted to Asari, just because, interestingly enough, it seems like they have all the right kind of things for each race to enjoy. And, if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, they've definitely got the physique a lot of human people would go for. Including this woman right here that I'm walking around as. And then, they've kind of got a bit of Turian in the head, at least to my eyes. And Krogan probably, I'm not sure what Krogan see in them, but I mean, of course, every individual is going to be different in a given species. So, I don't know, it's just interesting. Asari just attract everyone naturally, and it makes a lot of sense because they want to reproduce that way, or they can reproduce that way. That's how they reproduce. Is they can do so with any species, and so it makes sense that they're able to attract every species. I got that out in a lot of repetitive sentences, but yeah, I just like musing about this kind of thing, and also honestly looking around it and that kind of thing. Anyway, I'll go masturbate to that later. I'm not even joking. I will sit down there and masturbate to her later, but I won't do that on camera. And I don't know why I even said that, except for the fact that I just kind of feel like I'm able to be candid on here, and I feel like I need that in my life. So, regardless, completely candid and honest with everything going through my head. Anywho, friends, let's talk to this sleazebag who, if you think I'm a sleazebag from what I just said, then, oh boy, you're in for a treat here.
Hey there, sweetheart.
Sarcasm.
For some fun?
Oh, Jesus.
Say, that soldier get-up looks real good on that body of yours.
Ew. She's just like, ew.
Why don't you sit your sweet little ass down beside old Harkin? Have a drink. See where this goes.
Sorry there, Harkin. She's too gay and far, 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 far above someone like you. So that's like a double whammy of nope right there. In fact, I love this option. I'm gonna use it.
I'd drink a cup of acid after chewing on a razor blade.
Trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta do better than that. 20 years with CSEC, I've been called every name in the book.
Probably because you're a fucking asshole. And that's another name. That's probably a name you've been called a lot. Like, you get what you dish out there, asshole. Oy. She really fucking hates the Princess Act.
Call me princess again and you'll be picking your teeth up off the floor. That's how Garrus is.
Okay, just relax. Garrus, you say? You must be one of Anderson's crew. Poor bastard's still trying to bring Saren down. I know where Garrus is. You gotta tell me something first. Did Captain let you in on his big secret?
She's got no fucking patience for this bastard.
Just tell me where Garrus is before this gets ugly.
But it's all related, don't you see? The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
She trusts and she trusts Captain Anderson enough that she doesn't care what his past is. Harkin could be saying the complete and utter truth, and spoiler alert, he actually is. He's just kind of tainting it. He's just kind of saying it in a way that's really offhanded and speculative, but he is telling the truth, essentially. But yeah, Shepard doesn't give a fuck. And she also is pretty sure he's lying, even though he's actually not.
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
Which we know exactly where that is, because we just popped in there not too long ago. So.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink in peace.
Will do. Because fuck you. And here's the other reason we need to be in here.
Commander, what do you want?
I'm here on Shaira's behalf. Your lies are hurting her.
Good. The lies have been killing me for days. I've seen a lot of horrible things in my days, and there's only one woman in this damn galaxy that helps me forget it.
So if you feel that way, then why spread lies about her?
Because she rejected me.
Oh, Jesus.
Me! Septimus Oraka, General of the Turian Fleet.
Jesus Christ. This guy needs to get off his fucking... I want to say high horse, but it's like more like a low horse. But I really actually kind of get where he's coming from, kind of. Especially because I've been rejected before, too. Welcome to being human, I guess. But it's interesting because, well, before I go into him more, I have to admit, some of the lines in this game, the way they're voiced, bug me a tiny bit. Or at least, well, they don't really bug me. I always notice, I know that they could be voiced a lot better. Like, when he said, what was the first thing he said? When we asked him, when we told him that his lies are hurting her, he said, well, that's good. And the way he said, her lies have been hurting me, he said, her lies have been hurting me. But how he should have emphasized that was, her lies have been hurting me. So, like, it's, you know, he needed to put the emphasis on the her lies, because it just kind of sounded like, you know, he was just reading a script and not trying to enunciate the right words, which, that's probably at least part of what that was, or maybe he just wasn't given enough direction on that line, but that line could have definitely been said in a way that emphasized things better. But, anywho. Yeah, the way he should have said that was more like, her lies have been hurting me for days. That kind of a thing. Anyway.
Is she really worth it? There must be other women.
It's not just any woman I want. It's her, and her alone. Look, kid, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but don't waste your time.
It's interesting because, well, I kind of want to go back and do this, but you don't need to.
You need to start acting like a general if you want to beat this.
I spent all my life acting like a general, and what did it get me? Huh? No, those days are over. I'll just be what I am. A tired, lonely, worn-out soldier.
Do you really want to be remembered this way?
No, I'd rather not be remembered at all. But I see your point. So you think it's that easy? Just straighten up and act like a general.
I don't think it could hurt.
Huh. Maybe you're right, Commander. Shaira's worth the effort. Even if she won't have me back.
This is no place for someone of your stature, General.
All right, I'll go to her. After I've had a cold shower or two. Say, you're a bright kid. Would you be interested in earning a few extra credits?
What do you want me to do?
There's an L-Corps diplomat out there who believes Shaira gave up his secrets.
Why does he think that?
Because I told him. Look, I just need you to convince him of the truth.
And so the truth comes out.
What makes you think he'll believe me?
You'll bring him proof. Take this data pad. It shows where I got my info. It will exonerate Shaira and convince the Elcor.
Who am I taking it to? And where is he?
His name is Zelter. He's an Elcor diplomat. He's over in the embassies complaining about Shaira. Well, here's to soldiers acting like soldiers. Thanks, Commander. You know, you might make a good general yourself one day.
Spoiler. Anyway.
So upset about a woman.
That's because you don't understand.
But yeah, so that's over with. And so we're actually done in here.
Business here, but not with you.
Except I have my own purposes for here. But I actually think this is a good place to end the episode anyway right now. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, friendos. And I hope to see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.